Check out this script sequence. Whenever this button is triggered, all of these actions will happen. Let's say I have 5 other buttons, and I wanted all 5 of them to carry out all of these same actions. Rather than adding those scripts one by one to every single one of these buttons, it would be better to group these scripts as a subroutine so that I only need to add one script to each button, and that's the subroutine script. A subroutine is a reusable collection of scripts. They can be called over and over and can also be called with any trigger by using the run subroutine or schedule subroutine script. Subroutines are especially useful when they perform discrete sets of actions. For instance, one subroutine might hide a set of buttons, another might show them, a third might start a timer. You can call each of these subroutines as needed, even calling subroutines within other subroutines. There's no limit to how many subroutines you can have or how many subroutines a trigger can call, so it's easier to use more subroutines that perform subsets of action than trying to create one lengthy subroutine that does it all. It makes it much more easier to make changes to how your app functions down the road as well. To create a subroutine, go to the Scripting tab in any editor, and on that first level where triggers are listed, tap the green plus sign and then tap Subroutine. I'm in the Page Editor Scripting tab, and I've pasted each of those scripts from that earlier button sequence, and I've given the subroutine a unique name. Now, if I go into my other buttons, I can quickly and easily add that full list of scripts in one go by selecting the Run Subroutine script in the Program Flow Control section of the script library and selecting my subroutine from the list. Easy. Keep in mind that subroutine hierarchy is top-down, meaning if you create a subroutine at the page level, you can call it from any object on that page. If you create it at the app level, you can call it from any page or object in the entire app. Because you'll typically want to use subroutines globally in your apps, it's best to build them at the app or page level to use across any object. But if you happen to build out a subroutine within an object and then you need to use it elsewhere, you can always copy and paste it in the Scripting tab. With this hierarchy, you could technically have 2 subroutines with the same name. For instance, a subroutine called getTopScore in a button object and another subroutine called getTopScore at the page level. If you were to run subroutine getTopScore from that button, it will use the getTopScore subroutine closest to itself in the hierarchy, in this case, using the one within the button. It's not a great practice to have subroutines with the same name, but worth mentioning that it's possible and how it would operate if used. Subroutines can of course also be cloned, which is really useful in development if you're creating similar sequences and just need to make minor differences between the two. Lastly, deleting subroutines works just like the rest. Trash cans or red minus signs. We've covered a lot of information so far, and you're doing great. Let's briefly check out the rest of the script library next.